Have you ever noticed how one single word can instantly change the temperature of a conversation? Nothing about the facts changes, but the room does. In another episode, we talked about the cost of polarization, how we lose each other when disagreement turns into identity. Today, I want to look at one of the engines behind that shift, language. The words we choose don't just express what we think, they shape what happens next. They can open a door or they can lock it. And once you start noticing what certain emotionally charged words do to the human nervous system, not politically, not rhetorically, but physiologically, you begin to see why they become such powerful tools in polarized environments. If words didn't shape how we think and react, political campaigns, media outlets, and advocacy groups wouldn't spend so much time testing and refining them. Truth check. And most of us don't even realize it's happening.
From anyone, we stand American together.
Here's something important and easy to miss. Certain words act like psychological alarm bells, not because we're weak, not because we're irrational, but because human beings are wired to detect threat, especially social rejection. For most of human history, being rejected or cast out from your group wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. Survival depended on belonging. When language signals attack, accusation, or exclusion, our openness narrows. Notice that word, narrows, not disappears. Narrows. We don't stop thinking, but we shift from listening to defending. Hard to admit, right? Most of us can think of a moment when we stopped listening and started defending. Truth check. And this explains behavior. It does not excuse it. Understanding a trigger is not the same as endorsing it. We are still responsible for the words we choose and the way we respond. But if we want to understand why conversations escalate so quickly, we have to understand what's being activated underneath the words. Let's start with a simple word, you. In English, this word does a lot of work. It can be direct, it can be personal, and sometimes it's impersonal, like when someone says, "You know how you get tired after a long day?" But in a heated culture, even neutral you language can land as accusation. Listen to this. You just don't care about people. Even if the speaker thinks they're describing behavior, the listener hears character judgment. Now compare it to this. I see this differently. Same disagreement, different impact. Or how about this? You people always vote against your own interests. Now watch what happens internally, even if someone was open 5 seconds ago. They're not now. Because you people doesn't criticize an idea, it assigns identity. And when identity feels attacked, defense comes online. When identity is threatened, openness narrows. Truth check. Not because we're incapable of thinking, but because our brain shifts from evaluating to protecting. And protection is faster than reflection. Now let's widen the lens. Throughout history, in every country and every era, language has been used to divide people into sides. Democrats, Republicans, far left, far right, elites, sheep, patriots, traitors. Some of these words describe political affiliation, some describe ideology, some are insults meant to signal who is awake and who is blind. But all of them can become identity shortcuts. And identity shortcuts reduce complex human beings into categories that feel easier to judge than to understand. And shortcuts feel efficient. The moment someone becomes them, something shifts. They want to destroy the country. Those people don't value freedom. People like that are dangerous. Notice what just happened. The conversation is no longer about a policy. It's no longer about evidence. It's about who someone is. And once someone is categorized as morally dangerous or fundamentally corrupt, discussion feels pointless, because why negotiate with someone you've already defined as the problem? This is how disagreement turns colder, sharper, harder to repair, not because the issue changed, but because the person became the issue. Now let's talk about moral language. Words like fascist, communist, racist, evil, anti-American, these words carry enormous emotional weight. Sometimes they are used carefully, often they are not. Here's why they escalate so quickly. Moral labels don't just describe behavior, they define character. And when we shift from saying, that action concerns me, to saying, you are immoral, we've crossed a line. Because once someone is framed as morally corrupt, the goal is no longer understanding. It's judgment, and judgment closes the door. The moment we attach a moral label to a person rather than describing a specific behavior, we signal something powerful. There is no room left for discussion. Moral condemnation activates certainty, and certainty feels strong. It feels righteous, clear, definitive, but strength and understanding are not the same thing. Certainty reduces willingness to engage, and when engagement stops, conversation collapses. This doesn't mean harmful behavior shouldn't be named. It does mean we should be precise. Calling out a behavior leaves room for response. Defining a person leaves very little. When someone becomes a label, listening usually stops. Truth check. Let me show you how this plays out in real time. Imagine two people disagree about a policy. Version A. You clearly don't care about working families. You always side with corporations. Now pause. Notice what just happened. The disagreement shifted from policy to character. If you're on the receiving end of that, your body tightens. Your mind starts building counter arguments. You stop evaluating. You start defending. The goal changes. It's no longer, let me understand this. It becomes, let me prove I'm not what you just called me. The conversation is effectively over. Now version B. I'm worried this policy could hurt working families. Can you help me understand why you support it? Same issue, completely different structure. This version criticizes an outcome, not a person. It leaves space for explanation. It doesn't abandon conviction, it just refuses to escalate identity. One activates defense, the other keeps the door open. And that difference begins before we speak. It begins in the pause. Yes, we are wired for fast reaction. That wiring kept our ancestors alive. Rapid threat detection is efficient, it is automatic, and it is powerful. But human beings also have something else. We have the capacity to interrupt that reaction. Not automatically, not effortlessly, but intentionally. We can notice the surge. We can feel the tightening. We can recognize when a word has triggered defense. And we can decide not to escalate. Autopilot is designed for emergencies. Everyday disagreements are not emergencies. Most political arguments are not threats to survival, but language can make them feel that way. And when everything feels like an emergency, reaction becomes constant, escalation becomes normal, clarity disappears. The ability to pause, even briefly, is not weakness, it is cognitive control. It is the difference between reacting and choosing. And that difference is what keeps disagreement from turning into division. Language doesn't just reveal our thinking, it rehearses it. The words we repeat train our instincts. They condition what we see first in another person, a threat or a human being. And over time, that repetition becomes habit. Think about a recent disagreement, online or in real life. Just notice it. Was there a moment when the tone shifted? Was there a word that changed the temperature? And if that word had been different, would the conversation have stayed open? No need to answer here. Just notice. That noticing restores choice. Before you hit send this week, try one filter. Is this sentence challenging an idea or defining a person? If it slips into labeling, consider adjusting it. Keep the argument, drop the identity attack. That small shift protects thinking in a heated culture. Hard to admit, right? Me too. But noticing our language restores choice, and restored choice is how we keep conversations open. Truth check. Disagreement is welcome here. The goal is to challenge ideas without defining people. We can keep the argument without turning it into an identity attack. That's how conversations stay open. If you'd like help shaping a response, whether you post it or not, I've linked my 3 Ps in Action comment edition in the description. It's the same process. I use myself to slow the reflex, focus on the idea rather than the identity, and choose language that keeps conversation open. You'll see research referenced here from social psychology and related fields that study how language and identity shape human behavior. The full list of sources is in the description and on my site, american-together.com. I share them because checking sources matters just as much as checking headlines. We cannot eliminate disagreement, nor should we. Disagreement is necessary in a free society, but escalation is optional. The escalation often begins with a single word. When we describe behavior instead of defining people, when we criticize ideas without attacking identity, when we resist moral certainty long enough to evaluate what's actually being said, we keep thinking online, we keep dialogue possible, we prevent disagreement from turning into permanent division. That is not weakness, it is discipline. And discipline is what allows a free society to survive strong disagreement without tearing itself apart. Precision in language is not softness, it is responsibility. Truth check. If this resonated with you, hit the thumbs up, share it with a friend, and join the conversation in the comments. Not to win, not to label, but to practice precision. Together, we're not just watching, we're shaping the tone of the culture we live in. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Remember, pause, pinpoint truth, proceed with purposeful forethought. Join the conversation. See you next time.